So glad you could be with us tonight at Marathon Music Works in Nashville, Tennessee for another exciting evening of V3 Fights. And now we get set for a #1 contender fight in the featherweight division. Here comes Brandon, son of the Flash, Pemberton, from here in Nashville, Tennessee, fighting for the pound-for-pound club. Winner of this fight as he meets Zack Deepwaters Hicks will be taking on Adam Denton on June 15th in Memphis at Minglewood Hall for the vacant featherweight title. This is a very important fight for both Pemberton and Hicks.
Extremely important fight, and even more important for Brandon Pemberton because he lost to Adam Denton here in Nashville the last V3 fight. So he definitely wants to get in there and redeem himself. This guy is great stand-up. He is a flashy Muay Thai fighter. He's got a great advantage on his feet with Zack because he's a lot taller, a lot lankier. So he's going to get in and try to throw as many punches, kicks as he can.
Yeah, he's 9-1, as you mentioned, his only loss to Denton. He says he will not turn pro until he gets another shot at Denton. And if he wins, he'll get a shot at Denton. Great cardio, throws a ton of leg kicks. Hey, this guy has a V3 win over Nick Davis, over Dynamite Davis. That tells you how good this guy is.
Oh man, he brings it in the cage. He's skilled all the way. I like watching this guy fight. He's fun, he's exciting, and he gets it going.
Coaches are BJJ black belt Brandon Bolton, jiu-jitsu teacher. He's a top-ranked Muay Thai. He also trains under the top-ranked Muay Thai fighter Bernard Robinson. He has great people in his corner that back him. He's 28 years of age, so it's closing in on time to turn pro, and he wants to take care of business tonight and then on the 15th, and then move on to the professional ranks. That is Brandon, son of the Flash, Pemberton, but he has to get by Zack Deepwaters Hicks from Clarksville, Tennessee, and Scientific Street Fighting. Trains at SSF with top pros Corey Alexander, Chris Coggins, Nate Landwehr, and Michael Graham. He wrestled in high school and a bit in college. And in his first V3 fight, he finished Greg Stratman in only 45 seconds, so he's pretty darn good.
Oh, he's tough, he's tough. He is an SSF product, and SSF turns out good fighters. Zack, awesome wrestler. This guy's a monster, and we know Brandon has trouble with wrestlers, so that's going to be very interesting to watch to see how that unfolds in front of us. This guy trains with a lot of top pros, Nate Landwehr and Michael Graham, so he's going to bring it in the cage, and this is going to be an awesome fight. He's going to look for Brandon to respect him in the cage. Contrasting
styles. He predicts it'll be a takedown of Pemberton, and he'll submit him in the first round. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape, brought to you by Game Changer Clothing. Pemberton from Nashville, 28 years of age, tipped the scales at 146, as did his opponent. He's 5'10", so a couple of inches taller than Hicks. He's a Muay Thai fighter. He'll want to keep it standing. Meanwhile, as Rick mentioned, Hicks will want to get it to the ground as soon as possible. He is 23 years of age, so 5 years the junior of Pemberton. Pemberton Hicks in a #1 contender fight in the V3 featherweight division. Let's get the formal introduction of these two fighters. They are fired up, so are we. Here's Michael Kelly.
V3 Legion, this bout is brought to you by Game Changer Clothing and is set for three 3-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the gray trunks with the white trim. At 5 feet 10 inches, he weighed in at 146 pounds. A Muay Thai fighter with an MMA record of 9 wins and 1 loss. Representing pound for pound and fighting out of Nashville, Tennessee, Brandon, son of the Flash, Pemberton. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. He wears the gray trunks with the black trim. At 5 feet 8 inches, he weighed in at 146 pounds. A wrestler with an MMA record of 14 wins and 4 losses. Representing SSF and fighting out of Clarksville, Tennessee, Zack Deepwaters Hicks.
The veteran referee and the very busy referee, Jason Wilkerson, third man in the cage, and he brings the two together for their final instructions.
You're both at the fighters meeting. Randy, you have any questions? Luke, you have any questions? Look it up. Let's do this.
Hicks is about to graduate from Austin Peay University, become a school teacher. Will he teach Pemberton a lesson tonight?
Man, I think he is. I think Zack is going to get him on the ground and work some of his jiu-jitsu and wrestling and kind of get some pound on him.
3 minute rounds, round one. Here we go. Pemberton will want to keep it standing as much as he can. Hicks will want to get it to the ground as soon as possible.
One thing Hicks doesn't want to do is, well, Hicks said when he coming into this, he wanted Pemberton to respect his hands. He's going to stand with Pemberton for a little bit. I think that's a bad idea. I think Hicks should stick to his game plan and just get him and grind him out.
Well, Hicks better respect Pemberton's legs because he can kick. And so can Hicks. How about that? Nice little snap of the leg early on in this match.
Woo!
How quick was that?
Pemberton is so fast. He set that big right-up with that kick.
Yeah, that was a nice combination.
Oh,
another one.
I'm telling you, Hicks needs to get in there and take him down. Pemberton is just too much standing.
Just got to find your opening if you can.
Plus, it's the length. Pemberton's a lot taller than him. He's got to reach.
You're going for a takedown. You're going to take a hit. You're going to eat something, whether it be a kick or a punch, and you got to realize that that's going to happen. But to do your damage on the ground, that's what you have to do.
Well, he's going to have to get inside.
Good right by Hicks. Good right.
He paid.
There it is.
Oh!
There's the takedown.
He took a kick, but man, I'm telling you, Hicks can take anybody down.
On the ground as we approach the halfway point of round number one.
Going into that takedown, Hicks took a kick from Pemberton. He started in that kick. I'm not sure if it hit anywhere important on him, but he took a little something, so I'm not sure if it did damage or he just kind of barreled right through it. From last time we saw Brandon Pemberton, he looks a lot more skilled on the ground than against Adam Denton.
I was just going to ask you that. You've seen improvement just in this short time period of his defensive skills on the bottom here.
That is 100% accurate, Greg. You can see Brandon, he's got really good hip positioning. He's locking up the leg, not letting him pass. He's locking down that arm, things that we didn't see against Adam Denton.
Under a minute to go in the first round. What is Hicks trying to do here?
Hicks is trying to isolate that arm. He's getting that underhook. He's going to try to get, I would try to get another underhook and pass. As you can see, he's pushing down the leg, trying to get that pass on him.
Pemberton not allowing it to happen, doing a good job. All about positioning here for Hicks.
Pemberton needs to get out as soon as possible and get this back standing. He looked like he was starting to get a little bit better of Zack, and then got taken down.
20 seconds to go in this first round. Maneuvering here, positioning for Hicks, but time is winding down in this first round, and there's not much he can do. Again, good defense by Pemberton on the ground, showing he is improved, as you mentioned, from his last fight, the loss to Denton. Early on their feet, you saw some nice combinations from Pemberton, the leg, and then the punch, the kick, and then the punch twice. Then Hicks with the takedown, trying to position himself to get into a favorable position, and it really didn't work. So how do you judge that first round, Rick?
Well, that first round, until that takedown and the total control, I think Pemberton had it. And like we said, we got to go back to what the judges are looking for. Did Pemberton do significant amount of damage? No, absolutely not. But he did hit him with some nice little stuff. But I think Hicks did a little bit more when he took him down. He was kind of working around. So I would give that first round to Zack Hicks going in. Coming into this round, Pemberton needs to keep that distance in and use that distance and use those legs and those good punches he has.
You mentioned Pemberton's loss to Denton. It was a 3-round split decision. Since the loss, he fought once. He won in the first round, so this is the second fight since the loss to Denton. And again, the winner is going to face Adam Denton in Memphis on June 15th. Number one contender fight, round two. Here we go, featherweight division. Brandon Pemberton, Zack Hicks.
Tell you what, Zack threw a combo off balance and Pemberton just kind of peppered him.
Hicks keeping his distance, and again, looking for an opportunity to attack. Oh, he caught the kick that time.
I'll tell you what, it still hit even though he caught it.
Well, we can hear it.
Zach's
Sure,
going to lock
good.
up this double right now and just take him nice and easy right straight down to his butt.
And right in front of us.
Great takedown by Zack Hicks, absolutely textbook.
And again, he has it where he wants it on the ground.
Right now, Zack is using the cage to pin Brandon's head against it, so he can't really move against it. Brandon needs to spin around, get off that cage, and get some leverage.
Action right on top of us here.
Another thing a lot of fighters do is you always want to turn into your opponent, not away from them, as Zack starts throwing down a little bit of ground and pound on him.
Yeah, got that right hand loose and was able to connect, and that scores with the judges.
Brandon needs to be up on his left hip, turned into Zack. It's a lot harder to pass your guard when you're like that instead of turn the other way, because it creates that opening where you can slide the leg right through and get into full mount.
Approaching a minute and a half to go in round number 2.
Zack's in full mount.
And now he's going to unleash some ground and pound, or at least try to. Got the left hand loose. And again, let's see what Pemberton could do here.
He's going to either give up his back or take some punches.
Well, he's apparently going to give up his back. No, not quite yet. Now he frees those hands. And again,
what Zack needs to do is just push his head down like he is and punch and push, and he's doing it. I'll tell you what, he's working his game on Pemberton. He's doing exactly what he wants to do. Like I said in the beginning, when he wanted to stand with him, I thought that was a very bad idea.
and again, Hicks with some ground and pound here. He's getting loose now.
Brandon taking some hard hits right there.
40 seconds to go in the second
Rear
round.
naked, that is tight. That is tight on Brandon.
Right on top of it is Jason Wilkerson. Let's see if there's any type
Right
of...
now he's spun out of it.
Now Pemberton, elusive, able to get out of it. What appeared to be tight, I guess wasn't as tight as we thought. 20 seconds to go.
It was pretty tight up top, but one of the things with a rear naked choke, you got to lock in the upper body so they can't
Gotta
turn
be all
either
locked
way.
in.
Yeah.
10 seconds to go. Looks like Pemberton will survive, although he's taken a pretty good pounding here in the second round. It's been textbook Hicks getting it on the ground early and scoring with the ground and pound. So while we had an interesting first round, this was a pretty dominant second round for Hicks.
It was, and so far both takedowns have been because he's caught one of Brandon Pemberton's kicks. So Pemberton needs to just kind of step back and think, okay, don't release all the kicks. I know that's his bread and butter, but he's beating him with punches too. He needs to work more uppercuts because that's going to stop him from getting lower in his level and taking him down. He needs to work more combos, work that left to right so he can spin away from him and work some uppercuts in there because he's, you know, if he throws some good uppercuts, he'll be able to catch Zack Hicks when he comes in.
This may be a strange question, but if you're going to try combinations like Pemberton did in the first round, where it was a kick and then a punch or a punch, is there a better advantage to go kick, punch, or punch, kick, or is it all the same?
Usually,
and remember, you're taking into consideration, you're trying to keep this guy from being able to jump on you and take you down.
usually it's easier to go under a punch at the end of a combination than it is under a kick. So you always, it's a lot better, I think, against a wrestler if you start with punches and end it with a kick, because sometimes you could catch a wrestler coming in right in the head.
This one goes to a third and decisive round. Brandon Pemberton, Zack Hicks, round 3. Featherweight division #1 contender fight, and here we go. Good second round for Zack Deepwater Hicks. Let's see what Brandon, son of the Flash, Pemberton has for him here in round 3. He's opened up each round with those kicks, and then...
I'm telling you, keep throwing those kicks and get caught. He needs to start with those punches and end with the kicks.
And they're long and lanky. They're not real crisp, and it gave Hicks a lot more time to get in there and grab it.
In that first round, it was crisp. In the third, not going to be crisp.
Good point. They were a lot crisper in the first round. And it doesn't look like there's any tiredness here for either fighter. They seem very game and ready to go, but once again, Pemberton is stuck in a very odd situation here because Hicks wants to take him down.
Great
there it goes.
takedown. All Pemberton had to do was cross-face his face with that right hand and pull him straight up, and he would have ripped him right out of that single leg.
Well, we talked about his improvement in round 1 on the bottom, defending on the ground, and he's gotten better, but he's not completely there yet.
Now you can tell he's developing and going forward. But, you know, he ran into a great wrestler like Zack Hicks today. And fortunately, it looks like he's going to be stopped short because Zack's not going to let him up. This is going to finish with Zack on top with 1 minute 50 seconds. Zack's going to stay active. Zack's bleeding a little bit, but, you know, he's on top and he's winning this fight.
Well, he took control of it in the second round. There's a lot of blood, actually, as you pointed out.
I think it's just a nose hit. I don't think it's a cut anywhere on Zack.
Hicks at 14-4. So this is his 19th amateur fight. Pemberton's at 9-1, so he's at 10. These are two experienced fighters in the featherweight division. Hicks only 23, though. Pemberton at 28. Again, the winner's going to take on Adam Denton on June 15th in Memphis at Minglewood Hall for the vacant V3 featherweight division title. Who will be, with 1 minute to go in the third round? Right now, Hicks has the advantage. Can Pemberton rally?
I don't think that's going to happen, Greg. Like I said, I think this fight's going to finish with Zack Hicks on top. He's controlling it. He's not getting too crazy where he's going to throw some submissions or jump off and do something crazy like an arm bar. That's going to give Pemberton a chance to escape and, you know, throw some kicks and punches. So he's just playing it safe, controlling, making it look like he's being active.
Side mount right here. Under 30 to go. Trying to get those arms loose and just apply a little more ground and pound and seal the deal. Meanwhile, Pemberton trying to use that cage to spin himself off of, but really to no avail here. You're absolutely right, Rick. Good call on this one. Just not much. I mean, we talked about Pemberton had some sneaky power, but Hicks, pretty tough when he gets you on the ground. He's not going to let up. He's relentless.
As you can tell, sportsmanship right there between the two.
And there's more sportsmanship. But Hicks knows he's won this thing. But we'll find out officially from the judges' scorecards. The judges, Kevin Haynes, Sean McCall, and Jay Davis. I would think that this one, what happened there?
It's just sportsmanship. He's just helping him up.
I know if Pemberton had collapsed or something. So look at him now. He's having fun. But I would think that unless it's some kind of crazy outcome with the judges' scorecards, this one's pretty easy to judge.
Impossible. That is 100% for Hicks. Hicks was dominated from round one. Pemberton showed early flashes right in the beginning, but Hicks just took it over.
All right, Rick. I know you'll talk to our winner in just a moment, whether it be Brandon Pemberton or Zack Hicks, and we do believe it will be Zack Hicks, which would vault his record to 15-4 and give him that title shot against Adam Denton, and that would be very disappointing for Pemberton on a number of levels. One, losing this fight tonight, but also not getting that opportunity, at least not now, to fight Adam Denton. So this is certainly a step backwards for Brandon if the scorecards do not go his way. And again, we don't believe they will. Hicks predicted a takedown and submission victory in the first round. That did not happen. It ends up going the full distance, the 3 rounds, to the scorecards. But a win's a win if he can get it. Let's see if he does. Let's go to Michael Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in the V3 cage and Marathon Music Works, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for the decision. All 3 scoring this one for your winner by unanimous decision, Zack Deepwaters Hicks.
And he does it in convincing style, winning a unanimous decision. Now, Rick McCracken with our winner.
Zack Hicks, awesome fight, man. Do not get any blood on me, man. This is dry clean only. Man, you look great out there. Adam came out, threw some great combinations. You know, looked like you didn't know what to handle from a stand-up at first, but you got right in, took him down, and, you know, showed your power.
I mean, I could have stood with him if I wanted to, but that would have been stupid. He's a stand-up fighter, so I knew I could expose him on the ground. He's a good fighter, and if you want to see my hands, stop my takedowns. That's all I gotta say.
Great, man. Great answer. You worked your game, and you did exactly what you wanted to do. This gives you a title shot with Adam Denton for June 15th, man. You got anything to say to him?
I mean, I'm not one for MMA math, but I think you could compare the 2 decisions, and mine was far more dominant than his. So, I'd like to give a shout out to Game Changer and Mr. Capone. He's having a concert here in Nashville next weekend. So,
Well, some shout outs from Zack Hicks, your new challenger for the title. One more time, your winner, Zack Hicks.
Congratulations to Zach. Just don't get any blood on the Kraken shirt. We'll take a break and come back with more exciting V3 MMA action from Marathon Music Works in Nashville. You are watching V3 Fights.